Coming up next, it's a UFC heavyweight division collision. Well, this guy has truly made the takedown a thing of beauty in mixed martial arts. With respect to yourself and George St. Pierre and the truly great takedown artists, this guy's closing the gap and entering that company in the eyes of many.
Oh, absolutely, because he's done such a great job of timing takedowns. I haven't seen anyone so good at slipping a jab into a takedown since George St. Pierre.
Right.
He does a phenomenal job of getting from step one to step two before his opponent even realizes, now he's in on my leg. And if they do get their hits back, immediately he's up into a foot sweep, or a headlock, or an inside trip. It's just so many different ways for him to get you to the floor that he will throw every single one at you every single time.
And a lot of fighters talk about that wrestling maintenance and how hard it is, right, over the course of a career to continue to drill those things. He talks a lot about that, and that's why he's continued to realize success here in the UFC. Well, this is exciting here, DC. The founder of Jeet Kune Do, one of the founding fathers, really, of mixed martial arts, Bruce Lee, is back in a big spot here tonight.
Bruce Lee is what every kid looked to when they thought about doing karate. Bruce Lee is the person that anyone looked at when they said, I want to be a fighter. It was the speed, it was the charisma, it was the approach of Bruce Lee that made him so special. And tonight, he's gonna look to show a new generation of fighters exactly how it's supposed to be done.
And if you hear the phrase, drillers make killers, right? I mean, that was Bruce Lee in a nutshell. He felt like practice would make perfect. Nobody trained as hard as the great Bruce Lee.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Murgliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, making his professional debut here tonight. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 236 pounds. Bam Bam! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist making his professional debut here tonight. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Bruce the Dragon Lee!
All right, commit to the rules of the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, about your corners, not fight.
Ready? Ready?
All right, so here we go. The weight and the height gives way to the action right here on one side. Maybe the division's most well-rounded fighter, taking on arguably the biggest submission threat in this division.
Because he's such a great submission grappler, I believe that this is the most dangerous fight for him in the division.
Wow.
He needs to maintain his space, stay away from this guy at all costs, and force him to stand up with him.
He's looking for that left hand. Not there.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one?
Oh, combination lands, and it seemed like almost every strike found the target.
He's so accurate when he decides to attack. It is a sight to behold. Game of inches right there, boy. Wow. It was a good night if that landed. I mean, he's cutting them down to size with these beautiful leg kicks.
And that left hook landed on the button.
Another one. Yep. Oh, and the left hand.
So 1 minute into this fight, and as many people expected, the action absolutely crazy, back and forth. This is a full-on brawl, DC.
It's hard to watch a fight like this and call a fight like this because you never know when somebody's going to take that one shot that finishes the fight.
Oh, combination lands. You want to talk about putting strikes together. Beautiful execution there.
And every one of them are landing. He's overwhelming him with different attacks.
Well, it's one thing to have length, it's another thing to use it, and he does it as well as anyone. Nice kick there by Lee.
Nice body kick right under the elbow.
Lee's kick to the body, that one blocked by the defense.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now we get back to range.
Well, if you're going to leave your body that wide open, you're going to pay the price, and he certainly did there as his opponent lands flush to the midsection. Good series of strikes for him there, staying busy and staying accurate.
I mean, the accuracy is unbelievable.
And both guys really throwing with authority.
Big leg kick land.
Oh, a little single collar tie there. All right, so he continues to use his jab effectively here, DC. He gets that hand to the target pretty quickly.
I mean, just right away, blasting the jab after jab after jab. He is a phenomenal boxer with a vast understanding of fighting behind that educated jab. Beautiful leg kick thrown.
All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie.
That's a great punch. Does a lot of damage when you can hit him in the body that clean. Oh, big punch lands.
All right, so a nice job there defensively to raise the guard and prevent any damage.
Those hands never leave where they're supposed to be. And if you do that, most times you will block the shot that's incoming. Way to hide that leg kick.
Oh, spinning back fist. He didn't telegraph that one at all.
Nice kick.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee, what a right hand by this young man.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that.
Look at the angle of that nice body kick. Beautiful strike.
Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there. All right, he engages in the single collar tie. Oh, he's feeling it now. Nice combination there by Lee. Right hand counter. Nice defense there. Huge block.
Game of inches right there, boy. Wow. It was a good night if that landed. Nice straight punch.
Man, it's almost like he's got a rangefinder out there. Just too easy as he connects with another good series of punches.
If you're boxing this guy and only boxing him, you will be in trouble.
All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie. Right hand upstairs. Able to find a home for that right hand once again. Well, he's looking for that left hand, just out of range, though, with it. All right, now we take a look back at some of the highlights. He has had his kicking game going early and often tonight.
I mean, on point, right? He knew that this was going to be a way for him to take control of this fight. He's used those kicks to really put him out ahead, and I'm not sure if his opponent has the ability to adjust and stop him from landing these over and over.
All right, next round is underway, DC. We talked about his powerful kicks, how he attacks all sides of the body, the head, the legs. Pretty good start for him tonight.
That was so impressive to see someone fight almost predominantly with their legs and have that level of success.
Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their toll as this fight goes into the latter rounds. Nice punch there by Lee.
Beautiful body kick.
punches blocked. Oh, man, that's a nice kick right there.
He's doing a great job of landing that kick over and over again.
The left punch is true, now the right hand. Just missed on the front kick there.
Nice leg kick land.
Try to establish that jab.
That one snuck in. Nice strike.
Oh, another strike to the body. Not a lot of real estate there, but he found it. Ooh, nice knee to the body. Very nice. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Very nice leg kick there by Lee.
Look at how he turns his hip over when he throws that kick.
Oh, look at the redness underneath that left elbow. He is badgering that left side of the body. Misses with the right hand. How's his opponent still standing?
I mean, I have no idea. This fight is supposed to be over. And it might not be over now, but it's gonna be over very soon. Beautiful head kick.
And he lands a kick to the leg now. Pretty good work on the feet tonight by Lee. Well, he was a little bit lackluster in round one. You can't say the same here in this second round. He has really picked up the pace, an uptick in the aggression and the output, and starting to find his range here in the pocket. And there comes the separation now. Continues to mix it up, going to the head, mixing in some body shots. Just missing on the high kick there.
Oh, nice. Nice. Good stick.
Got the single collar tie. Kick to the body by Lee. Oh, and he lands another strike to the body. Not a ton of real estate there, but he certainly found it. Oh, he lands, and maybe time to get the bonus checks ready.
I mean, this fight is about done. He's got him hurt very bad with his head kick. Now he has to find one more strike to end the night. Nice punch there.
Leg kick checked nicely by Lee. Nice 1-2 there. Oh, roundhouse kick. Style points on that one.
What a body kick. That right hand hurt him a little bit.
Oh, the kickboxing chops on full display with that offering. Nicely done.
Beautiful kick landed by this man.
There's the jab. Now another for good measure. Nice job there by Lee. And they separate.
Level change, the leg, finish the takedown. Great job.
Oh, tags him with that money left again. Working off of his back here. Looks like he may try to hip escape. Under a minute to go. Crazy accuracy and efficiency with these ground and pound strikes here. And if you're the opponent, you got to intelligently defend or the referee's going to stop.
You got to defend. You can see him now starting to gain posture, and the intensity at which he's throwing these ground strikes is starting to improve. It's starting to elevate because he knows that he can get the finish.
Oh, you got to like the output here. So aggressive with the strikes. He continues to light him up. Got to be careful here not to gas out, of course, but you got to like the offense we're seeing from him, especially in this round. 15 seconds to go.
Good punch. Ooh, head kick lands, he's hurt.
All right, round 3 coming up next. All right, so there's the end of the round, and the tide has officially turned. A huge head strike to stun his opponent. We'll see which corner can adjust here moving forward.
I mean, they've got to be celebrating. They've got to be happy. Everything's working. But the other side has to be concerned. They have to figure something out, make some sort of adjustment to try to change the tide of this fight.
All right, next round is now underway. Previous round, not necessarily a tough act to follow. Pretty good, not bad.
Pretty good round, but not the best round. Sometimes that's what you get when you have fighters that are so evenly matched.
Well, he hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down tonight. He continues to connect on a high volume of strikes here. Oh, strong punch there by Lee. Nice block and the follow-up counter with the jab.
I mean, look at the commitment to kicking in this fight. Big body kick.
Oh, collar tie. And now he's got that tie clinch. The hip toss as he takes him down. Now we'll see what he can do with it.
Right into side control.
Man, look at the redness starting to appear on the left side of his body. His opponent would be wise to continue to attack there. Head kick blocked. Still unable to find that precise range with the high kick.
Big punch lands through the middle.
Oh, continuing to work the body to great effect.
Look at him chopping the wood. Chop the wood with his leg kick. Beautiful body kick.
His opponent in a world of trouble.
Such a sneaky head kick. He did not recognize it was coming high, and now he's got him hurt bad. Nice punch landed.
Just over 3 minutes to go in round 3. Oh, man, his leg kicks are outstanding, and you saw a great example of that just there.
And you see his opponent start to slow down. Cannot take many of those kicks.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Oh, tags him with the straight. Nice job there by Lee. Oh, and there he goes again, working off that beautiful jab. He continues to keep his opponent at distance.
I mean, keeps him at bay with that beautiful, precise jab. It is like a piston. It goes in and out, and before his opponent can even realize what hit him, he's already hitting him with another one.
Right.
I love watching this man fight because of that beautiful, educated jab. Big kick lands. Left hand punch in the clinch.
And he landed the right hand there.
Nice head kick.
Lee gets caught with that punch. Not the easiest guy in the world to hit, but he got caught there.
He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks.
Well, he has landed some good shots, DC, but really unable to string anything together in terms of solid combinations.
It's because he's not committing to it fully. He throws his jab. He may float a right hand out there, but he's not really sitting down on the right hand. He really doesn't seem to have the intent on landing it. He's got to be confident that it's going to land, and he's got to really throw his whole entire body into those strikes.
Just a slip there.
Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
Nice job with that follow-up shot as well. All right, so both fighters now sort of struggling for position here in the clinch. When you find yourself in this situation, what do you do to get out of it?
Anytime it's very tough, anytime you're chest to chest and you have nowhere to go, I think to myself, underhook. Whoever's winning the underhook is winning the clinch battle.
Mixes it up nicely in terms of staying heavy and also staying active. Well, it's all pace and pressure down the stretch. He is really lighting them up now. Not there.
Look at him working at trying to shut the liver down. Oh, that's a nice strike. Look at how he turns his hip into that leg.
Lee gets caught by the solid uppercut there. He's a hard guy to hit. That one certainly found the target.
He gets to his spot, the tie clinch. Then he starts to let the knees fly.
All right, throws a straight punch and lands, so that is increasingly becoming an effective weapon for him tonight.
This is one of his best strikes, and he's throwing it over and over again.
That's 3 rounds in the can. We're headed to the championship rounds. All right, let's take a look back at some of the replays, DC, and if you like the kicking game, that was the round for you.
Yeah, man, he used his kicks beautifully. He managed distance, managed space, and eventually those kicks started to really take an effect on his opponent and slow him down. He has to stay the course next round.
All right, DC, here we go with our next round, and we'll see if he can pick up where he left off. High volume of strikes landed in the previous round.
High volume of strikes landed. He was able to be accurate, but also very, very active in his approach to the start of this fight.
That strike blocked by Lee. Well, he continues to land a high number of strikes here, just like he did in the previous round. This is a world-class display of striking here tonight.
Look at him drive his shin into his opponent's body with that body kick.
And he connects there with a punch, so pretty good striking display by him thus far.
He throws everything so straight and so accurate. And everything's landing with so much power.
Much improved defensively as he blocks the shot. Looks like he's trying to set up a takedown here. There's the attempt.
That was a thudding leg kick.
And he connects with a punch there. We'll see if there's more where that came from.
Boxing, boxing, boxing. He's got to be careful dipping his head when he's throwing that jab.
Oh! Big shots exchanged in the pocket there. Man, he's timing his shots nicely. It's like Tom Brady out there. He hasn't missed the target.
I mean, you insist on bringing in Tom Brady. Stop it. John, stop it. You got to check these low leg kicks.
Oh! Massive head kick there. We'll see if he can finish.
Big liver kick lands under the elbow.
Oh, good kicks.
Ooh, what a punch.
All right, he engages in a single collar on the takedown and scrambles to his feet. Nicely done.
Game of inches right there, boy. Wow. It was a good night if that landed.
Connects with a right.
Look at the whip action that comes from him throwing that kick. Very tricky when he throws that body kick.
Oh, that right hand is on point.
There's no tell on that leg
Both
kick.
fighters exchange in the pocket here.
What a punch.
Well, a case of pick your poison here. If you drop the elbow defensively to lessen the body damage, you open yourself up upstairs. He is in some serious trouble now. Under 2 minutes to go in the round. Oh, beautiful execution with the knee strike there. Now we'll see if he can follow it up.
What you follow up a beautiful strike like that knee with, we'll see very shortly.
All right, single collar tie now.
Oh, big head kick lands. Big kick lands.
Pretty good right hand.
You can really limit the mobility of your opponent with those leg kicks. Yeah, he mixed it all up.
Lee gets caught with that punch.
Look at the force behind that leg kick.
Oh, he got that that knee to connect to the body, and if you're the defensive fighter here, you got to make sure you don't eat too many more of those.
You cannot eat too many. You got to keep the elbows inside, because otherwise he's going to land one that's going to shut everything down. He has a commitment to kick it tonight, and it shows.
30 seconds now to go in the round.
What a tricky head kick. I can't believe he's still standing after taking another massive head kick.
Lands a good series of kicks there, DC. It really didn't take him long to get a good beat on his opponent.
He figured the timing, and now he's been driving kick after kick into his opponent. Nice leg kick.
And there's the buzzer indicating the end of round 4. Oh, the round is over and blood is just fauceting out of his cheek. That cheek has gotten out of control. Cutman can only do so much, and given the fact that that cut continues to be attacked by the opponent, if this thing gets any worse, they're going to stop this fight. All right, so an entertaining 5 minutes. Let's look back at some of the highlights, DC, and I'd imagine a lot of these replays are going to be rooted in that kicking game that was on full display.
Absolutely. You're going to see a lot of different techniques, but the kicking was the key to him getting ahead in this fight. He's out ahead now. He needs to stay the course and continue to do that as the fight goes on. He loaded up on that right hand, too. Nice kick. Real nice body kick lands. Nice strike.
Whoa!
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish this fight.
Oh, he landed that kick to the outside of the lead leg there, DC.
He is chopping up that leg. They say chop down the tree. You beat your opponent by slowing him down first with those nice outside leg kicks.
We show you the head strikes. Oh, and he gets tagged. Beautiful combination there, and I'm not sure how many more of those power shots he can take, honestly.
The night is almost over. If you keep getting hit with punches like this, you are going to
nice
sleep.
scramble by him there. Takedown defense on point. He is a master in transition. Just out of range with that right hand. Oh, that's a good strike there by Lee. How about that shin?
You don't know when that leg kick's coming.
Continues to mix it up, going to the head, mixing in some body shots.
Oh, nice counter right hand. Powerful leg kick land.
Man, look at that damage on the right side of his body. Starting to really bruise now.
Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
All right, so he lands another punch there, and he smells blood in the water, going right back at that cut.
Absolutely. The opponent has a lot of scar tissue around the eyes. He was able to cut it open, and now he's just touching it over and over again. Real quick leg kick.
Going back to his patented kicks here, but unable to find the target there. Oh, nice knee to the body. Very nice.
He understands that doing the body work will pay dividends the longer the fight goes. Great punch landed with so much power.
All right, it's late in the fight now. I don't need to be a judge to tell you that he is clearly losing. What is a fighter's mentality when you know you need a finish or you're getting an out?
This is when you got to go to the Nate Diaz mentality. Kill or be killed. You got to throw everything at your opponent, because if this thing goes to the judges, you are not going to win this fight.
He blocks the punch.
Big kick.
Under 2 minutes now to decide this one.
Fantastic takedown.
All right, full guard now, DC.
The fighter on top needs to be trying to gain posture to throw ground and pound and then move to the next position. That if you're on the bottom, you've got to build a shield. Try to push your opponent off to try to get back to your feet.
Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Lee gets up. The question beckons, though, for how long. He still looks like he hasn't quite recovered.
Big leg kick land.
Trying to kick the leg out.
Liver kick. Beautiful body kick lands right under the elbow. Great punch.
Would you look at the size of that bruise on his torso? Nasty.
It's such a fast leg kick. Beautiful kick.
Lee gets touched by that leg kick attempt. Seconds now to go in the round.
Beautiful punch.
Man, is he timing his shots well here tonight, DC. It's hard to recall him being this accurate in the past.
I mean, he is so sharp. And not only is he accurate, he's also keeping very busy.
Oh, working hard here against the fence. We'll see if he can get the takedown.
Big kick land.
Oh, nice connection by him there with the right hand.
The right hand is the dominant hand, and you can see how well he throws it.
What a fight. Well, don't leave it in the judges' hands. A little bit easier said than done. Competitive, close fight. You got to lean either way.
I mean, it is horrible when you walk back to the center of the octagon not knowing exactly who won the fight. I thought he won a lot of the striking exchanges, but it wasn't very clear. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the decision.
Official decision now in. The buff has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1 scores this contest, 49-46, Bam Bam. Judge 2 scores it, 48-47, Lee. And Judge 3 scores it, 9-46, for the winner by split decision, Bam Bam.
All right, well, congratulations to him there, and I think 5 years from now they'll forget that it was a split and not a unanimous decision, but that was a close fight.
I mean, that was a very close fight, and that's the most uncomfortable decision in the world.